Okay, well, I'm a veterinarian. I moved to Coshocton in 1994. Bought a practice, Pleasant Valley Vet Clinic there on Otsego. Before that, I lived in Zanesville for about 7 years, and then before that, I was in Kentucky. Originally from Kentucky. I'm a Kentucky Wildcat fan, at least in basketball season. Football season, I'm a Buckeye fan. You know, I just got reelected to a new term. It's another 4-year term. I am the board president this year. Dr. Salmons has been president for the last few years, but that does require a little more time and responsibility, and so Dr. Salmons was ready to let me handle that for a while, and that's exciting because not that I'm that much different than any other board member, but it just gives me more opportunity to give back. Maybe have to go to a few more meetings, but that's okay. It's just a great chance for me to try to help make our schools better. You know, it's gone great. It's been an incredible educational experience for me. And it's too bad that everybody couldn't be a school board member, at least for a little while, to learn not only what it's like to be a school board member, but just to learn some of the behind-the-scenes process of public schools. And I'm a wholehearted supporter of public schools. I think they're extremely valuable, especially in a smaller community. I think the financial challenges aren't going to get any better. And by that I mean, it's my personal opinion, I think the federal government has pushed more taxes onto the state government. The state government has pushed more taxes on the local government. And so as local voters, we get to decide on a local level which taxes we want and do not want. And schools, when you pay at least your local taxes, school taxes are a big part of that. So we're getting squeezed. We get less support from the state as far as some of those matching funds than we did years ago. And there's a whole list of different taxes that I never heard of before I got on school board. Business personal property tax and all different things like that. But those challenges are affecting how we can educate kids. And so it's a challenge as a school system, as a school board member, to try to figure out how we can best utilize that money. And you know, we'll do it. We'll succeed in some way, shape, or form. People ask me, they'll come up and say, did you know that such and such happened at the school? And it'll be a very minor type of issue, and I'll say no. And they look at me like, you've got to be kidding me. And my response is, you know, school board members are not micromanagers. That's not the design of a school board member. And so that's one thing that I think people are surprised at. They think that we know every sniffly nose and you know what every student's grades are and every teacher's actions, but that's definitely not the case. You know, as school board members, of course we technically are there to determine policy for the school. I consider myself more to be the ears and the voice between the community, the taxpayers, and the school system. I think the best thing about Coshocton School has to do with small town community togetherness, I'll call it. A little bit smaller school, you know, it's not a class of 500 seniors like some of the big city schools might have. And so I see that as a positive. More kids can be involved in extracurricular activities. My son played golf. He's a good golfer. He beats me every time we play anymore. But if he went to some schools, he wouldn't even make the JV team, for instance. And I think that's true across the board with a lot of the athletics. And not just athletics, all the extracurriculars, you know, band, music, everything else. And so a smaller school district allows more kids to participate. And Coshocton, as in most schools, have opportunities for the kids if they want to. And also that smallness allows teachers to get to know their students better, you know, honestly. The class sizes are kept fairly small. You get a little more one-on-one. You get to know the kids. You see them at the ball games, you know. And as a student, you're known in the community, and as parents and as community people. You know, there's a lot of retired folks that love to come to all the ball games, and they watch the kids grow up. And I think that's pretty special. It makes it for a great relationship between the schools and the community.